Modders of Bethesda games do just about everything. I feel like there are very few stones unturned, even though maybe some of them should have been left unturned, but oftentimes modders are some of the first to actually poke fun at Bethesda. Whether it be some of the various parody Creation Club mods we've seen over the years since that program has come out, or even alternatively a Fallout 76 parody mod for Skyrim that I covered pretty extensively earlier this year. It made the NPCs immersive and all around the game a little bit more interesting. If you missed that video, I'll have it linked in a little eye. It actually is a pretty hilarious watch. But modders are back calling out Bethesda on their BS yet again with the brand new and very immersive Bethesda.net experience mod for Skyrim Special Edition. So if you're not familiar, and I recently made a full video talking about all of the issues Bethesda has had with their recent Doom re-releases, I would click that if you want to get a full update. But Bethesda, with a really cool move, actually ported the original 3 Doom games to the Nintendo Switch. But there was one big caveat. As to actually play them on the Nintendo Switch, you had to log into Bethesda.net. So they re-released some 10 to 20-year-old games, put them on a mobile device, and gave them an always online requiring DRM. Even though one of the major selling points of the Switch is that you use it when you're out and about, oftentimes not connected to the internet. Apparently this is something that's being resolved, but until then, a modder actually implemented this wonderful feature into Skyrim Special Edition. So now after starting a new game and beginning your journey, you'll find that, there's a problem. A Bethesda.net account is required to actually play Skyrim, and you have to be connected to the internet to verify that account. It's a relatively simple mod. It'll just give you this error several times and eventually quit you back to the main menu because the connection never succeeds. Naturally, a very immersive mod, and based off Bethesda's more recent releases, a mod that actually brings some of their older games more in line with the modern ones. If only there was a few more microtransactions to go along with it. So at least some of you are probably scratching your head now, like, did you really just make a video on this individual mod? And yeah, I wanted to because I also wanted to talk about some of the larger issues that seem to be coming out of Bethesda. Not too long ago, we saw a fairly problemsome patch get released for Fallout 76. It added in some bugs, it broke a couple of features. Fortunately, Bethesda posted hotfixes, but to me at least, the most troublesome part about that patch was so many of those broken features or broken mechanics could have easily been caught if you just play tested the patch. It wasn't like you had to be under very specific conditions to break something, they were just kind of there, and then they got shipped while still being there. And that's not something new, it's something we've been seeing with Fallout 76 for the better part of 2019. Then you have the more recent controversy today with Bethesda releasing an update for Wolfenstein Youngblood, with one of the major bug fixes being around the microtransaction system, while several other more pressing or concerning bugs are still present in the game. And then finally, the handling of this Doom situation, which to me just seems by far the worst. How did nobody realize that releasing a game on a mobile Wi-Fi based platform that requires an always online connection would be kind of a massive problem and really ruin the game for most? Like surely somebody play tested the game and realized, hey, that's not gonna really fly, but then again, they shipped it anyway, or did they think it would just kind of go away? Not to mention several of the other issues we saw with the re-release of these Doom titles. Again, you could watch my other video if you really want to hear about those. Now, any of these things individually, okay, maybe it's just a minor mistake, but when you actually look at it, this all happened just within the past 2 weeks. If you look at 2019 as a whole, there's a lot more mistakes, mess-ups, or just other kind of questionable things. Many of the issues with the Elder Scrolls Blades, some ESO stuff, and of course, many of the other problems we've seen with Fallout 76. And I'm definitely not saying, oh, Bethesda's doomed, we should all jump ship and start boycotting that. No, I mean, it's hopefully all going to work out, but if you actually look at the trajectory they've been going on over the past few months and really over the past couple of years, it kind of is worrisome, at least to me. It's not like it's just isolated to one game or one developer. It seems like across the board, several of their recent releases have been having problems, which really makes you wonder if this is just a larger issue with some of the management or heads of Bethesda. Maybe people prioritizing some of the wrong things compared to where they were a couple of years ago. And for me, at least as of late, it really feels like they're taking that just get it out there and we'll fix it after the fact approach, which I know I'm definitely not a fan of. Probably most of you aren't a fan of either. I think just releasing a not broken product on the first go would be pretty ideal. And I would say one of the big reasons I wanted to talk about this is I'm actually really excited for a lot of the stuff coming from Bethesda. Starfield obviously a couple of years out, but even closer, Doom Eternal and the Fallout 76 Wastelanders DLC look awesome to me. Wastelanders in particular is something that I plan on dumping many hours into and covering quite extensively, both because I think you guys will want to watch it, but I'm just really excited to play it. But now seeing all this stuff happen with even some of the more recent releases, it gets me wondering wondering, are these going to just be good releases, fun games to play, or is it going to be good with a caveat? Well, the Wastelanders update breaks several other in-game features, and even though mostly it's a positive update, as with many of the Fallout 76 updates in the past, that you just have to tough through some of the rougher parts of to get to the full experience. Yeah, that's my mini Bethesda rant or concern, and before a bunch of Bethesda hater comments down below. I'd actually love to hear from you guys. What do you think about this whole situation? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Maybe I'm just totally wrong or biased here. But either way, with all that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.